This review I'm reading out here is discussing the Fifth Doctor's era in general, again from the DWRG. From Matthew Harris on the 13th of the 5th, 02. A young, upwardly mobile professional Time Lord. That's it, I've had it. What's with all the bitterness being flung at the Davison era? There's enough bile being hurled at the early 80s on this side to fill the stomachs of 4 large cows, and I can't for the life of me work out why. So many accusations have been flung at the period. Stupidity is a good one. This one comes only from the really unimaginative sections of Doctor Who, and is mainly used as weapons against Eric Saywood and the late and lamented JNT. Alright, so Eric was particularly proficient at brainless throwaway science fiction. But what is wrong with that? Do we all need to tax our minds every second? Of course not. We all need brain candy every now and then. Okay, so there were some bad serials. Even I, who decided to keep Warriors of the Deep, cannot justify Arc of Infinity. But then there were some bad serials for every Doctor. Pertwee had his Time Monster, Baker T had his Horns of Nimon, Baker C had a large chunk of his output, McCoy had his time in the Ranis. For every arc, the Davison era had a Kinder. For every Warriors of the Deep, according to popular opinion, he had a Caves of Androzani. For every Time Flight, a Frontios, and so on. And I genuinely can't think of any other bad ones. Davison himself has also had some harsh words said about him, but if nothing else, he's my favourite Doctor. He's likeable, he's borderline tragic, and he's able to resist the temptation to say I told you so when something goes wrong as a result of someone failing to listen to him. He also spends a lot of his time haunted by the death of Adric. He blames himself, he blames fate, he blames the cyber persons, he blames the first Time Law, then he blames himself again. So he carries a certain amount of emotional baggage through the 2 and a bit more years before he became Colin Baker, and another point against stupidity. Davison is also excellent at corridor acting, which is something you need to become the Doctor. So put simply, the Davison era, near as I can work out, was no better or worse than, say, the Baker T era, just different. Cheer up, be like the Murphys. Watch Kinder, or Snake Dance, or Frontios, or Planet of Fire, or even Earthshock, and don't be quite so harsh. The 1980s really were a good period, and it's not often you hear someone say that.